I got to be honest. I don't know what I just saw. I don't know what that was. What happened? What happened? The Rockies had an 8-4 lead in the top of the ninth inning. I'm munching my delicious Illegal Pete's burrito bowl. I stand up. I'm, looking on my phone. I look up at the screen. Next thing I know, bases juiced. Next thing I know, 8-6. Next thing I know, 9-8. What just happened? This has got to be rock bottom. I mean, this Rockies club, whoa. Wow. Let's talk about it. Locked On Rockies POSTCAST.
You are Locked On Rockies POSTCAST, powered by Mile High Sports, part of Locked On Sports Denver on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
I'm in disbelief. I know it's the Rockies. I know it's baseball. I know it's Coors Field. What? Come on. 8-4 lead in the top of the ninth inning at home, and you lose the game 9-8 to the worst team in the National League, the only team with a worse record than you. I'm an optimist at heart, and I've tried to spin zone it as much as I can throughout the course of this season. What? Sorry, I'm like, I know, like, normally I would just dive right into it. Locked On Rockies POSTCAST, which I'll do here in a moment, but I am in disbelief at what just happened on the baseball diamond tonight. And let's break it down on your Locked On Rockies POSTCAST. I'm your host, Aniello Piro. You can follow me on social at Media by AP. And this is your Locked On Rockies POSTCAST. Make sure to subscribe to the Locked On Sports Denver YouTube channel so that way you guys never miss an episode. My guy, Willie C., Krusty the Clown MP3. What the hell is that? I don't know. That was an awful Krusty the Clown impression. I'm sorry if I just hurt your ears, Will. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Like, usually I know what to say. Buddy, I wish I could play the audio for you. Buddy Black's at the podium right now. I'd love to get his perspective on what we just witnessed to go down on the baseball diamond tonight. That is a disgrace. Look, I caught it at the end of the game. Drew Goodman mentioned it. This is the fourth time this season the Rockies have blown a lead of 4 or more runs in the ninth inning. It's the only time it's ever happened in the modern era of Major League Baseball. Every team has their bad games. Every team blows games. Not like that. Not to the only, like, literally the only team with a worse record than you in the National League. Like, the only team that you could say, you know what? Hey, at least we're not the Marlins, right? This was at home. And look, I know it's Coors Field. I know it's a Super Mario Super Sluggers type of ballpark. That is so give me some adjectives. Give me some adjectives, please, because like I don't even know how to describe this game. Let us never speak of the Tyler Kinley experiment again. It was working out for Buddy Black for a couple of games there. And the spin zone there on the broadcast of, oh, well, Buddy Black, he knows how difficult it is to pitch at Coors Field. He knows how difficult it is to maintain leads, so he's going to go with the hot hand. He's going to go with Tyler Kinley out of the bullpen. And that's what you get. That's an embarrassment. All right, I got to do my job. Let's dive into it. My emotions out of the way. I just not many things get me like completely dumbfounded like that. That is like head scratching nightmare fuel. Like, does anybody even care? Like, I know like the Rockies fans are like, I had text messages from people talking to me about, what is going on, this and that. And it's just, I guess, what did I say on the first episode of the Locked On Rockies postcast? And I've said it all throughout the shows. We're going to laugh together. We're going to cry together. We're going to cheer together every now and again. And it looked like we were going to cheer together tonight. It looked like the Rockies were well on their way to a victory in this game. They jumped out to an early lead in this one. And, it was 6-0 after 2 innings of play. They lose 9-8. It was 8-4 going into the 9th inning, and they lose 9-8. Willie says, LOL, Bud Black blaming the landing area on Kinley's bad. Oh, come on. Come on, man. And look, I'm normally a Buddy Black defender. I really am. I like Buddy. I don't know who's doing a better job with this roster. I was talking with my guy, Drew Kreisman, earlier today on the phone. And, he even mentioned to me that this is the worst bullpen that he's ever seen. And I'm talking about Drew Kreisman here, folks, who is like the eternal optimist of Rockies social media and Rocky media in general. And he even told me that this is the worst bullpen he's even seen. And he's absolutely right. It's a shame. Cal Quantrill wasn't fantastic tonight. We'll dive into his start here in the second segment. I don't even know if we'll get to Cal Quantrill. I think the whole show tonight might just be a little bit of a vent session, guys. It might just be a little bit of a vent session. So drop your comments. Let me know how you're feeling, and we'll see how this plays out. But, yeah, that is just an absolutely brutal loss for the Rockies tonight. My goodness, they fall to 49-84. Miami's at 48-84. This is the toilet bowl series. These are the 2 worst teams in baseball, not named the Chicago White Sox. And honestly, I don't know. When the Rockies played the White Sox, what was that, in July? I even came out and said after that series that the Rockies are the worst team in baseball. Record aside, obviously the White Sox proceed to go on a historic losing streak after I say that. And I'll be honest, I haven't watched much White Sox baseball this year, but I don't know how it gets much worse than this. And Ryan McMahon, down 1. I'm not trying to be too hard on Rymac, but this is your lone all-star. This is the guy that Dick Monfort loves. This is the guy that Dick Monfort didn't want to trade because he's cheap and he's a nice guy. K's looking to end the game. Pitiful, 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 pitiful ending to this game for the Rockies. Let's game flow it. I don't even want to relive it, but I got to do my job, right? We got to relive this thing together. So here we are. Like I said, set the table. Rockies up 8-4 going into the bottom half of the 9th inning. And Tyler Kinley, as my guy Willie C in the comments section had mentioned, has kind of been the go-to guy for Buddy Black in the last handful of games here out of the bullpen in the closer's role. And Kinley started the season in the rotation, was up and down, more bad than good naturally, but when you look at the results that you've been getting him out of the closer spot in the last few games, obviously I think you're going to have some natural confidence. Victor Vodnik seems to be the only guy, to stretch for me to even say this, that is semi-reliable in that Rockies bullpen, and he's not pitching right now because he's hurt. And so Tyler Kinley gets the nod there in the top half of the 9th inning, and just immediate trouble. Gives up a leadoff double, the first for Griffin Coney, who I believe made his major league debut in this series tonight against the Rockies. So he leads it off with a double. And then David Hensley follows that up with a single that gets the runners on first and third for Miami before Connor the dreaded walk was in effect tonight once again. Connor Norby then draws a walk. So there you go. You've got bases juice, no out. And I don't want to jinx myself. And if you watched, I think it was Sunday's postcast, my Wi-Fi went out. My Wi-Fi went out in the middle of the game again. So I'm streaming, right? I get through the bottom half of the 8th inning. And I'm like, all right, like, getting ready to build my, little rundown, my little thumbnail, like, all right, victory show, here we go, like, nice, 2 in a row, like, I'm excited. And as soon as the MLB TV comes back on my screen after I reset my router, I see bases loaded, no out. And I'm like, all right, like, what happened? Like, what did I miss? I mean, my Wi-Fi was out for 5 minutes. And it's like I come back and, almost instantly, the Miami Marlins take the lead. Jake Berger hits his 17th double of the season, and that ball was like literally this far away from being a grand slam. And that brought 2 runners around to score for the Miami Marlins. That cut it to 8-6, though, with no outs still, but you still have a 2-run lead, right? At least the bases are a little bit more clear. Set up some opportunities to try to, calm yourself down. You're not dealing with a bases loaded type of situation. And the Rockies just implode. Buddy Black yanks Tyler Kinley and inputs the youngster Shavili there on the mound. And literally the first pitch, Jesus Sanchez takes this thing for a ride for his 17th home run of the season in right field, makes it 9-8, and that's how this game ends. 9-8. The Rockies roll over in the bottom half of the ninth inning. And look, excuse me, I'm like talking over myself. Jesus Sanchez, the ball was on the outer portion of the plate and he pulled it to right field, so he jumped on it. Not exactly a meatball pitch down the middle from Shavili. Had some decent tail at the end, but that's Rockies baseball. I'm sure Buddy Black had a that's baseball or two in his post-game press conference tonight. My gosh. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just dumbfounded. Like, normally I try to be, all calculated. Oh, they did this well tonight. They did it. I'm at just a complete loss for words for what I just witnessed. Complete loss for words. Rockies losing tonight 9-8. Bullpen absolutely imploding. They were up 6-0 after 2 innings. 6-0 after 2 innings. And they lose 9-8. A 4-run lead in the 9th inning. You guys seen that South Park episode? We'll just invest your money over here. We'll put it over here, and it's gone. What? It's gone. It's all gone. Go watch that South Park clip, because that is exactly what happened to the Rockies tonight. That lead evaporating into thin air. And you got to give credit where credit is due. Miami, resilient. They could have rolled over in this one. Worst record in the National League, right? Not much to play for. They didn't do just that. They kept fighting to the very out. And, like I said, Rockies were up 6-0 in this one. And they just look, Tyler Kinley speaking right now. 20 pitches tonight, 10 strikes, 0 outs recorded, 3 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs. If anyone can hear what Tyler Kinley is saying, please drop me a comment. I'm very curious as to his reasoning for how the implosion went about tonight. But okay, I'm way over. Let me hit my first break so we can continue along with the conversation. Like I said, we'll laugh together. We'll cry together. We'll figure this thing out together. Only 5 weeks left, just about, of the baseball season. So at least it's almost over. At least we're going to be able to turn the page to next year. And I do like some of these young players that the Rockies have. I was looking forward to talking about Ezekiel Tovar tonight, Charlie Blackmon, a win. Not the case. All right, we'll hit a quick break, come back, and continue on with the conversation. Like I said, if anyone's listening to Tyler Kinley right now, let me know what he's saying. I want to see the reasoning behind his implosion tonight in the 9th inning. So, all right, stick with us, folks. We'll be back here in just a moment on your Locked On Rockies postcast. Back in a few. All right, you guys, real quick, let me tell you about our friends over at FanDuel. You've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Well, we have something a little different for you. Now through September the 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then with a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon out-of-market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel at any time. Just visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to download America's #1 sportsbook. And you know the deal, folks. I'm a FanDuel user. I'm a big fan of FanDuel myself. And, football season is here. NFL Sunday Ticket, NFL Red Zone is an absolute must for any fan out there. Not even if you're not betting the games, it's just if you want to make sure to take in all the action, see what's going on the gridiron, on the football field, and you're going to get 3 weeks free of the ever coveted NFL Sunday Ticket package with our friends over at FanDuel through YouTube TV. One more time, guys, now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Just visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to download America's #1 sportsbook. My guy, Willie C., bro, you're like my unofficial co-host tonight. Welcome on back into your Locked On Rockies postcast. I'm your host, Aniello Piro. Hope you guys are hanging in there. Maybe I don't want to, endorse any, beverages or anything like that, but I can understand if someone needs to have a nice glass of vino after that one, because, that is about as bad as it gets. And as I mentioned briefly there in the first segment, this is the 4th time this season that the Rockies have blown a lead of 4 or more runs in the 9th inning, not just over the course of the game, in the 9th inning in particular. That has never happened in modern baseball history. The Rockies are moving. They're setting the bar high for being one of the most jokes of a team in Major League Baseball history. I mean, it is just as bad as it gets. But my guy, Willie C., he was listening to the Tyler Kinley press conference here. I saw him talking, but obviously I'm talking with you guys. He says, I just didn't do a good job executing pitches tonight. Wah, wah, wah. Right, shocker. You're not going to get anything out of Tyler Kinley. I'm sure Tyler Kinley probably wants to go home and sleep this thing off, or attempt to, as he blows this one for the Rockies tonight. They lose to the Miami Marlins 9-8. And where do we go from here, folks? Right? Because like I said, I've been on the more optimistic side of things with the Rockies, or at least I try to be, right? It's hard when you're going to lose 100+ games for the second consecutive season. But Ezekiel Tovar has been fantastic this year. Brenton Doyle, who's not playing right now, I think he's got I saw some tendonitis in his knee, so second consecutive game that he's missed. He's been fantastic this season. There's been some bright spots, right? Cal Quantrill early in the year had some nice moments. Kyle Freeland has looked good since coming back off the injured list, at least the body of work. I saw Antonio Senzatella, is hoping to make his return to the mound at the big league level at some point or another this year before the season's over, right? So, there's things that you can get excited about with this Rockies team. And then tonight happens. And it's just you're looking forward to just a nice, clean win. I remember I was finishing up at the gym right when this game started, and I looked at my phone. I'm like, whoa, they're up 6-0 already. Sweet. They came to play tonight. And if you're a regular listener to the postcast, I love to just harp on the inconsistency of this Rockies offense and just the complete lack of credible major league talent that they're deploying on a game in and game out basis in that lineup. But it didn't look like these are the games you can't afford to lose when your lineup is actually being productive, right? Historically, the lineup has never really been the issue with the Rockies. It's usually the pitching, whether it's the starting rotation or the bullpen. Tonight, it was kind of a lethal cocktail of all three. Well, I guess the offense did their part, but you got what you were looking for from your lineup tonight. You got that explosiveness. You got that early lead. Cal Quantrill, a little bit of breathing room. A little bit of an opportunity to settle down in this game, calm the nerves of your bullpen, right? You've got a few runs to play with. And I was sitting here in the 9th inning and I was like, all right, maybe they give up a run or two, maybe it's an 8-6 type win, God forbid it's an 8-7 type of win. And it's like, what? Kinley was I saw him digging his feet into the front end of the mound. I don't know if he couldn't plant the right way on his release or what. But, he was sweating all down his neck. It is hot outside right now. You're going to sweat. But it's just one of those situations where it could not have gone worse for the Rockies tonight. And do I fault Buddy Black for going to Tyler Kinley in this spot? No, right? Because the track record had been there over the last couple of games, right? You'd put him in some high leverage situations to try to close games out for you, and he'd done a pretty good job at it. And this is the other extreme. It's you get a good, productive Tyler Kinley, and then you get whatever it was tonight, which was just complete and utter disgrace. Like I said, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of off the cuff shooting from the hip here tonight, but it's just what else is there to say other than this season sucks? This team sucks. This bullpen stinks. This lineup is an embarrassment. This organization is a joke. And I want nothing more than the Rockies to be good. I'm a baseball guy at heart, man. I was covering the Rockies with Mile High Sports, still am. But I was there, almost every game, at least every home game during 2017 and 2018. Downtown Denver, when the Rockies are good, is the place to be. It's I just saw the Nuggets win a championship. I just saw the Avalanche win a championship. And maybe it's because of my bias towards baseball, but maybe it's also the location of Ball Arena. Downtown is a riot in a good way when the Rockies are competitive. Not even making the playoffs and being great every year. I'm just saying competitive. And, there was 20,000 fans there tonight, which is insane to me. How are they drawing 20,000 fans for a Tuesday night game against the Marlins? Denver's best bar. That's what Coors Field is. And, those 20,000 fans plus the 1,000 dogs that were in attendance tonight for Bark at the Park, Maybe the dog should have started barking there in the ninth inning. Like I don't know, something to switch up the mojo. And it's like now I got to look at Ryan Spielborg's with the dog on his lap the whole night. Like great, moral victory, yeah, dogs. I love dogs. I was with my dog this morning. Like I love them, but it's just like that's what we have to get excited. We have to get excited about Batman night. We have to get excited about Nebraska night or Wyoming night. These are the draws to get the Rocky fan out to Coors Field because we sure as heck know no one wants to watch the product on the field. Nobody is proud of the product that's on the field. Hey, Bill Schmidt. Remember the quote from Bill Schmidt earlier this year? Better things are coming. Good days are ahead. Yeah. Where's Jeff Bridich? Bill Schmidt makes Jeff Bridich look like Billy Beane. I mean, it's like I said, I'm off the cuff tonight because I'm just dumbfounded at what I just witnessed. This is a rant show. This is what AP in rant mode looks like because that's all there really is to say. I mean, it wipes out everything good that they did tonight. Everything good. I mean, multi-hit game for Charlie Blackmon. He had an RBI. Zico Tovar had 4 ribbies tonight. Means nothing. Nothing. Means something for his personal progression, but for collective amount, it's absolutely nothing. Ryan McMahon, as we mentioned, he had a base hit. Strikes out looking, his lone strikeout of the night there to end the game. Brendan Rodgers had a base hit tonight. Tolia, base hit. Cave, base hit. Stallings, 2 hits. I mean, every single person that hit for the Rockies tonight had at least 1 base hit. 13 total for the Rockies tonight. They still figured out a way to strike out 8 times, because God forbid this Rockies team figures out a way to, put the ball in play and not strike out. What was it, 14 times against the Yankees in the game that they won on Saturday, I think it was? It's just insanity, folks. Like, what is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And look, I know that Buddy Black's handicapped a little bit. I know that he's got one hand tied behind his back with this roster and the talent and the injuries and all that kind of stuff. But this is just unacceptable. This is bottom of the barrel, Bush League, Little League, high school C team level play from the Rockies. But the good news is we get to roll over and do it again tomorrow. So hopefully the Rockies have some aggression that they're going to be able to take out on the opponent tomorrow because they blew a golden opportunity. The lineup was on point tonight. Tovar, like I said, 4 ribbies. At least he's the future, right? You got Charlie Condon, you got Zach Veen, you've got Drew Romo. You got some exciting prospects in the farm system. There's reason I still think to be optimistic about the future of this organization. But right now, like, they got to just hurry up and get to the end of the season because they're just embarrassing themselves every time they step on the baseball diamond. That's what's happening right now. Rockies lose 9-8. Hit a break, come back. Continue along with the conversation. Locked On Rockies POSTCAST. All right, you guys, let me tell you about our friends over at Supply House because you're going to want to get supplies from the site that's made for the skilled trades, supplyhouse.com. Supplyhouse.com is the reliable way to order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product information to help you get the job done right. Shop a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 top brands and get your order delivered right to your door with fast shipping from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Get expert support and industry-leading service from the friendliest folks in the business and talk to a real person every time. Plus, pros in the skilled trades can get a competitive edge by joining SupplyHouse.com's free Trade Master program. Every Trade Master gets access to a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Join the thousands of trade pros already benefiting from their free membership at supplyhouse.com/T-M and order plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies online from anywhere with just a few clicks at supplyhouse.com. You know the deal, folks. Big fan of our friends over at Supply House. Shop Supply House for all your plumbing, HVAC, and electrical product needs. Be sure to check them out at www.supplyhouse.com and let them know that Locked On Rockies sent you. All right, so welcome on back into your Locked On Rockies rant cast is what I'm going to call it tonight. No, it is your Locked On Rockies postcast, but I'm on my soapbox tonight. My feels a little bit. I don't even know if I'm in my feels. I think I'm just confused, lost, searching for answers. after the Rockies lose this ball game tonight, 9-8 to the Miami Marlins, who, as I've said multiple times throughout the course of the program, the only team with a worse record than Los Rockies. If this isn't rock bottom, I don't know what is. But, it wasn't all bad. I talked about the lineup tonight. I mean, they were up 8-4. They should have won this game. It should have been a fun, happy-go-lucky, giddy Locked On Rockies postcast. Like I mentioned, every player that hit tonight for the Rockies had at least one hit. Blackman with a pair, Tovar with 3 with 4 RBIs. Everybody. Stallings had a multi-hit game, but everybody had at least one base hit in the game tonight, and it still wasn't enough as the Rockies just absolutely implode 9-8. Cal Quantrill, he was the starting pitcher tonight for Colorado. He was fine. 5 2/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks. The walks have been an issue for Cal, so you don't like that. And 2 strikeouts did give him a home run. I guess the silver lining in it all is Justin Lawrence looked good, right? What is this now? 5 consecutive outings or 4 consecutive outings for Justin Lawrence where he hasn't given up a run? That was not the case about a month ago where Justin Lawrence was like Tyler Kinley tonight, where you're kind of sitting there like, oh, here we go. Like you're like waiting for the roller coaster to drop. You're waiting for the bottom to fall out. So there's your silver lining. There's your moral victory from a pitching standpoint for the Rockies tonight. Justin Lawrence was fine. Clean inning. Like there you go, and then as we mentioned, Peralta also had a clean inning. He goes 1 inning, pitched 1 hit allowed, did strike out a batter. And then, public enemy number 1 for tonight's show, Tyler Kinley, did not record an out, 3 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk. His ERA balloons to 6.40, and Shavili giving up that ultimate, what would end up being the game-winning home run for Jesus Sanchez, his 17th home run of the season on his first pitch out of the bullpen. And that's all she wrote. Wah, 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 wah. I don't really, darn. Shucks. Wow. Just had a complete total loss for words for this one tonight, guys. I apologize. That I can't, get excited about it. Can't get passionate about it. I guess I am passionate about it, just not in the way that you want to be, right? Because they're gonna play tomorrow. I'll pull up the lineup here tomorrow, or the probable pitchers, so we can take a look at what the deal is going to be. But that is an absolute gut punch. That is a dog days of summer, get me to the end of the year 1-2-3 Cancun game if I've ever seen one. Let's see how they bounce back. But looking at it tomorrow, this is a 4-game series, so the Rockies actually still, believe it or not, and okay, let me get a little optimistic here for a second. Doesn't matter if you lose 9-8, doesn't matter if you blow the game in the 9th inning. A win is a win, a loss is a loss, right? So if we're being legitimate about this, if we're going to be professional about this, if you're the Rockies, you got to wake up tomorrow, eat your Wheaties, and get back to business. Because at the end of the day, this loss is the same thing as losing 1-0 on paper. Yes, emotionally, it hurts more. It's mentally infuriating, but you got a game to play tomorrow, and you've got a series that you can still win with the Miami Marlins in town. So we'll see if they can do that. And I think they'll have a good chance because Kyle Freeland will be on the bump tomorrow for the Rocks. He's 3-6 with a 5.70 ERA to pair with 62 strikeouts this season. Let's take a look at his last time out for Mr. K. Free, the 23rd of August against the New York Yankees. He was solid, 6 2/3 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 3 runs, only 2 of them earned, and 2 home runs allowed there as well. So the solo shots came back to bite K. Free in the rear end. Walked 2, struck out 3. So we'll see what tomorrow has in store. But as I've mentioned, August has been rather up and down for Kyle Freeland, but July's been pretty good for him, or was good for him, rather, I should say. So hopefully he can kind of revert to that form, and Lord knows the Rockies are going to need a win tomorrow. So it'll be Kyle Freeland on the mound tomorrow for the Rocks, which I think, that's probably the guy that when you see him on the mound, you probably feel as good as anyone in regards to your chance to win. It'll be Max Meyer on the mound for the Marlins tomorrow, the 25-year-old right-handed pitcher. His last time out was on the 23rd of August against the Chicago Cubs. He was solid, 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. Also gave up 2 home runs, also walked 2, and also punched out 2. So a little bit of a mirroring almost type of dynamic with the starting pitchers tomorrow. But it'll be Kyle Freeland for the Rocks as they try to get back on track after just imploding tonight, blowing this game to the Miami Marlins 9-8. That's all there is to say, folks. That's all there is to say. A win is a win. A loss is a loss. On to the next. But all right, that's going to do it for tonight's episode of your Locked On Rockies postcast. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. My guy, Willie C., much love for the comments. Keep me updated with what Buddy and Tyler Kinley were saying in their post-game press conferences. But make sure to follow me on social at Media by AP. You can also subscribe to the Locked On Sports Denver YouTube channel. Got a Buffs game this week, folks. I'll be back on the channel for that. Well, I'll be back tomorrow, too, for the postcast for the Rocks. We'll have a Buffs postcast this week, and we're about a week away from the NFL, so we'll have the Broncos postcast as well. So make sure to subscribe so that way you guys never miss an episode of all of your Locked On Sports postcasts. But that's it for me. Let's get on to the next. Rockies lose tonight 9-8. Enjoy your night, folks. Talk to you tomorrow.